Hey, it's Chris Loud with another 15-minute warm-up painting. Today I'm doing a quick and easy peach painting. Right now I'm doing a simple sketch and toning the watercolor paper with cadmium orange and then giving it a quick dry. Over the weekend I was really struggling to paint. I tried a couple of warm-up paintings and really just was not feeling on or connected to what I was painting at all. And you know, that happens now and then to me where for a couple of days I'll just really be struggling. And when that happens, I typically will go back to a warm-up or a couple of warm-ups of a still life. You know, something I've done many times. I'm familiar with it. They're quick and fun. So I decided I'd go ahead and do a peach today. This one is kind of the way that Bob Burridge paints pears in still life paintings. I'm sure many of you have watched some of Bob's videos. He's pretty fun and entertaining, and a really good artist, but really fun to watch. I'll put a link to his channel in the description if you want to check out his stuff. I'm using yellow ochre, cadmium yellow medium, titanium white, alizarin crimson. I always trip over that one. Cerulean blue, and every once in a while I use some different colors of water-soluble crayons, but not too much. So right now I'm working the background with some cerulean blue mixed with a little titanium white. I'll put a shadow down here in just a minute for the peach to establish that the light is going to be coming from the upper right down to the lower left. But really just putting in some quick strokes, letting a little of the cadmium orange paper show through. And here I'm putting down that shadow, and then I will pull some of that back and soften the edges with the table here in a minute with my finger and a paper towel. And the table, for the table color, I've got a mix of the alizarin crimson, there we go, I said it right that time, and cerulean blue and some white of the titanium white. And then, like I said, I'll kind of blend that a little bit. But if you're not used to doing still life paintings, or don't really enjoy doing still life paintings, it really is a great way to warm up. Therefore, a while over the summer, I did, gosh, it was probably a week. That's all I was doing was fruit for my warm-up paintings. And I had a lot of fun, and you start finding new ways to make it interesting. When you do these over and over, you can find yourself making some kind of bland fruit, so to speak, and you start looking for maybe geometric shapes that you can play with in the painting, and different color combinations that you can mix and change up the norm. But you have a lot of fun doing these, and again, they're fairly easy to do. I mean, you're just kind of playing with different values, really kind of a dark, a medium, and some highlights. And once you can do one piece of fruit, you can do almost any piece of fruit. I mean, they're all basically shapes and values that you're working with. But I did this one in 15 minutes, and then, you know, as many of you who've watched my videos before know that I will typically tinker a little bit more after that 15 minutes. So I'll show you what the painting looked like after 15 minutes, and then I've got a little bit more video showing you what I did afterwards, and I'll show you what that ended up, and then let that sit for a little while and came back and just cleaned up a little bit. So I'll show you the final painting as well. There's not a lot of difference in between the three paintings. I think part of it is just a little details, some highlights on the peach for the most part, and kind of working the background a little bit better. And I've done a lot of pairs. Again, if you watch one of Bob Burridge's videos, he does a lot of pairs. There's the 15-minute peach, and then I get out some of the water-soluble crayons, just a few different colors, and just start playing a little bit, and then realize I wanted to kind of continue with paint more than with crayons. But I've done some of these and then got a lot of crayon marks on there, and they look pretty cool. They're pretty fun. Again, just trying to establish some of the shadow, with the stem. But let me know in the comments if you run into that same issue where you find yourself in a place where you're kind of struggling to paint, and when you're there putting paint down, you're just really kind of struggling to make anything happen. And if you do, what you do to get out of that. I'm sure some of you have those go-to paintings that you kind of fall back on and work with. And for me, again, it's a still life, but be curious what you all do. Again, just getting some alizarin crimson down now to establish a little bit more with the darks, those shaded areas there. This is very similar to a 15-minute warm-up I did this summer of a peach, similar colors. Instead of looking up a peach for me to use as an example, I just pulled that out, and I wanted to see if I could match the colors, and I came pretty close to it. That's one thing I try and do with my warm-up paintings. On the back of the paper or the page on the sketchbook is I'll write down what colors I used. Not on every one, but most of them, because you'll come back to those sometime and think, oh, I'm going to try and make something bigger with this, and you can't remember what you used, what colors you used. Typically you can figure it out by looking at it, but I'll put in the description what paints I'm using, what tools I'm using. As far as tools, it's really just paintbrush on this one today. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of these, feel free to subscribe. You can see I'm just on this, after the 15 minutes, just kind of working on some details and kind of cleaning up the background a little bit. And then when I show you the final painting, again, it was just more details and background, I think, that I was playing with a little bit more in the shadow as well. And then working some highlights here, and on the final version I added even more to the highlights. And again, using my hand to blend. It's one of my favorite tools to move paint around. And when I do that, I usually wet my finger in my water, and it really helps blend those colors. And then again, just kind of cleaning up some edges here. But here's the painting after that little extended time, and then here's the final painting that I played with just for a few minutes more to get some extra highlights and clean up the background and the shadow a little bit more. But let me know what you think, and keep on painting, and thanks for watching.